Hey YouTube, y'all. Hey y'all, how you doing? I wanted to come at y'all today with this topic, talking about I hate you because you're not in college, or I don't like people who aren't in college. Now, I just was informed that a lot of people think that since they're in college, they have an upper hand on people who aren't in college. Now, just because you're going to school doesn't mean you're smarter than someone who's not in school. Now, I don't know how people achieve or get that mentality, but it's really not true because I've known people who have been in school for a very long time, but lack a lot of common sense and lack a lot of book sense, because just because you feel like you're getting a degree or you're about to become very something prestige or something like that does not qualify you to be better than another person, regardless of what you're doing in life. So I wanted to say that I wanted to get that out the way first of all. And I also wanted to say that a lot of people who think they go to a black historical college, African black people who go to a black historical college or prestige college sometimes think they're better than other black people who choose just to go to a regular college or a regular university. Now, I think that issue is a very, very, very tricky. If you if you think about it, it's very tricky because just because you are black and going to a black school doesn't make you better than somebody else. I don't see what the difference is. It's not saying that you love your black people less than the next person. It's not saying that you don't appreciate your black people less than the next person. It's not saying any of those things. Just because you choose to go to a school that only admits black people and it's a black historical college does not make you better than the next person. What gives you the right to say that you're better than the next person? Just because you're about to go to a black school where you can learn more about your black history. I can simply do that in the school that I'm going to by taking an African American studies class. I'm pretty sure it may not be on the same level or it may not be as depth as what the classes are at the Black Historical College, but it still would be the same knowledge level of learning the same thing about Black history. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, just because you're going to that school doesn't make you more in depth with your Black culture either. There's a lot of people who go to normal schools, normal universities, and are more in depth, more black, more pro black, or more black power, or more Afrocentric than a lot of people who are going to a black historical college. And I really think that's a big issue because a lot of the times within the black community, we're so quick to say that we're better than somebody, whether it's skin color, whether it's by hair, whether it's by colored eyes, whether it's by I'm tall, whether it's by I'm short, or I'm thick and you're thin, or I feel like the black community needs to come together more and stop being so quick to say that they're better than somebody else because nobody is better than anybody else and we're not able to qualify and judge who's better than the next person. And I really felt like that because I was just talking to somebody and my mother actually told me that a lot of people think that they're better because they go to a black historical college. Now I know a lot of black people who go to historical colleges. And do they think they're better? Not that what I've heard of, not from what I've talked to them, but they do try to persuade you. Of course, they're going to try and persuade you to go more into a black college. That's just like if you were going to pledge, somebody would persuade you to try and pledge for their sorority. But I really thought that was an interesting topic because I feel like there's so many things that's so quick to divide the black race up and for us to think that we're better than somebody else. And it's just the simple fact of getting an education can divide us up. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense because if I'm going to go to this school and you're going to go to that school, we're both going to be getting educated. So I don't see what the difference would actually be rather than you're going to a black school and I'm going to a diverse school. Like, you see what I'm saying? Just because, if anything, not saying that black schools are bad, black predominantly schools are bad, or black history schools are bad, but if anything, you would want to expand your horizons from what you already know. Now, if you didn't know enough about your black culture and that's the reason why you chose to go to that school, kudo points to you. But if you don't do anything just because somebody tells you that they feel like they're better than you, and you feel like you need to meet their credentials and their standards, because you don't have to meet nobody's standards besides yourself. As long as you're happy with yourself and as long as you feel good about where you are, then you don't have to follow anybody else's words, or you don't have to follow what anybody else's does, or what anybody else's does. Like, you know what I mean? Well, I just wanted to let y'all know that a lot of people think they're better, not just because one person's not in college. A lot of college people do think they're better than people who aren't in college. And I really think I think that is really crazy, because there's so many intelligent and smart people that are not in school, and there's so many stupid people that are in school. It's not even funny, y'all. Like, just because you have book sense, that's not the only sense that you can have. There's book sense, common sense, and street sense. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more, but those are the top three. Just because you are in school does not mean you have all those three. You can lack common sense. You can even lack book sense while you're in school. Just because you're getting educated does not mean you are smart. Trust me, it does not mean that. And that's about it, y'all. I wanted to throw that idea out there. Let me know what y'all think. I'm also feeling good today. How y'all liking my hat? I'm gonna go to a jazz thing later on today with some of my family members. But once again, trying to get off topic. Let me know what y'all think. All right, peace.